Going back to that AI show we had, you see the AI person they had, they can roll our eyes and they were sitting there asking questions.
Oh yeah, the Chinese chick,
Yeah, like,
make facial expressions like,
yeah,
no,
like that's how you
that's
look at
weird.
me.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like,
just
yeah,
imagine
that shit, yeah.
20 years from now, what our kids gonna have to deal with AI.
Yeah.
Man, boys are not gonna date women because AI. They're gonna have an AI woman
They can do whatever.
or an AI man.
Dang.
That's gonna think about it. Well, the way AI is, you put information in for this thing to do what it do.
Yeah.
As technology constantly evolves, people ain't gonna have jobs.
Yeah.
Because I can go ahead and just say, okay, well, if I got money, I want a man that can build houses, do plumbing, do this.
Yep.
This is what I want his sizes to be. This is how I want them to be built. This is what. But if they can put that technology in, and he can take care of home, he can build homes, he can do all this stuff. Where am I gonna have a job at?
Yeah.
Where my kids gonna have a job at?
I mean, and you know what? That's funny that it goes back, and we're gonna go back to the AI, but it kind of go back like when slavery ended. When the white man couldn't get jobs, they're like, "Hey man," well, they like, "Well shit, he got it. We got it out of him because he know how to build. What you know how to do?
Yeah.
Because you sat on your ass all this time not knowing why he was the one just like AI. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's why I'm saying.
We gotta have affirmative action against robots.
Yeah, we got
But
to.
that's what that movie coming out is gonna be about. Creator coming out next month is Denzel Washington's son. That's what it's about.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that before, but you mentioned.
But I got to thinking like AI can really, if it's really gonna keep leveling up,
Yeah.
that's got to be the next step to take people's jobs.
But
That's all AI does is make people
But
lazy.
not even take.
That's all it
Not
does.
even take people's jobs. Like I know this sounds crazy, but just think about what AI do. Once it learns what is the problem of anything, like it learns what's the problem of the math, what's the problem of this sentence. But once it learns what's the problem of the earth, and it does its research, like, well, shit, the earth was perfect to humans got
That's
here.
what Creator is about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all
That
are
makes
destroying the earth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna protect the earth from
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Because in order for all of y'all to co-inhabit the earth, you have to stop doing this. I always say we kill the earth
that
anyway.
movie, Age of Ultron. That's all Age of Ultron was about. So
I've been saying we like drilling for oil. Oil is the life source, would like be the earth's blood.
True.
Our blood.
True.
We're constantly draining out, not putting
Listen,
nothing back
these
in.
natural resources.
And that's why we dealing with so much shit.
And it's crazy because I was reading something where they were talking about how we're pushing for like electric cars. But if we all switch over to electric cars, imagine what that's going to do to our raw materials.
Yeah.
So like we're basically trying to rob Peter to pay Paul.
It's so funny though. You watch all these movies, they always talk terraforming. And, you know, I was like, "What? This is a movie term?" But that's really a term America do. Cause that's what they do. They terraform when they build quarries. When they do, like, just think about, just imagine what if we can really go back in time and look what the West Coast probably looked like before they started blowing that bitch up for gold.
Yeah.
That shit probably looked way different till they
Think
started.
about what Africa looked like.
Yeah.
Think about what the world looked like.
True.
Before people started digging and poking and trying to like force
Think
stuff.
about why we don't have basements in Tennessee. Because the damn is sit on limestone. Shit, so yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, it's sit on limestone. That's why I don't have basements. Because you see what they got to do? They got to blow shit up. Yeah, they gotta do that.
Nashville is built on like a mountain.
If you look everywhere we go, you see them.
Well, I know we in the valley, but dang.
Yeah, that's why I know. And the only way if you know somebody got a basement in Nashville, they live on a hill. Their house literally on a hill.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only way you got a basement.
That makes sense.
I swear. Like my neighbor next door got a basement. I went inside, he invited me his house the other day. I'm like, got a fucking basement.
He live on a slope.
But he live on a slope.
Makes sense.
My house sits directly on the top.
Square level,
So that shit crazy, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. We definitely got to be mindful. We got to link up for more than just riots because these people in LA keep they keep having flash mobs where they're running up in Gucci, running up in Nordstrom.
I don't blame them. Fuck
and
them
just
people,
like taking
man.
it.
I'm
And I
sorry.
agree, but I want us to link up for positive and not always for negative.
I get you on that part, yeah.
Like, you know,
I get
we
you
can
on
loot,
that.
we can hoop, we can holler, but like,
Yeah.
let's take that same energy. And I do feel bad. I need to do a better job of getting out and voting, like in our local elections.
Somebody just
For
asked me
what?
if
I'm
they
trash. Because those
Shit,
say
none
for
of
what?
us vote.
Not for in our local elections.
As long as we
You're
think that
bugging.
we make up 14% of the population. As long as you math got math, right?
You know what?
Where is your vote actually counting when there's 50 to 60% white people
But you don't know
voting?
how they're voting.
I understand that, but
Man, got a math.
who is your
yeah.
candidates?
Hey,
People that look like
I
them.
said on a few podcasts ago, when Donald Trump ran, the husband told their wives,
This who
you got to vote for him.
You have no voice.
And I was looking at something today. Most of Biden's voters are black women, and I didn't know we were. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew we was outnumbered by
78%
women.
of them.
Right. I didn't know we was outnumbered. I knew we was outnumbered by women, but I didn't know black men were outnumbered by black women the way to the ratio that it is.
Yeah,
Out of 40,
yeah.
it's 40-some million black people in the United States, but y'all outnumber us still like almost 3 to 1, 2.5 to 1.
Yeah.
Almost 3 to 1.
So that means it's like
30 million,
it's like
35 million to 15 million men.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are locked up. A lot of us don't have any type of career goal. A lot of us don't have no drive. And I ain't just trying to down black men, because there's some good black men out here. But we need our women to protect us more so.
They always do. My whole life, and we mentioned this before, my whole life I've been protected by nothing but women.
Yeah.
My sister
how
was my
I
biggest
been,
protector.
Yeah, but
My
quick,
si- you
and
know?
it's cute when it's your family, but like on an intimate level, you know, men gotta stop dogging women, in a sense.
What I asked you before,
It's a
Like,
war
you gotta
right now.
fit-
It's a war going on right now between black men and black women, and social media is the biggest flame of it.
And that's the agenda that they're pushing.
Definitely.
in the last
They want
3
us to-
months though, the most critical information I have got from have been women. Like somebody literally called me one day like, hey TY, I was looking at something, you should change this on your YouTube channel. And I just changed on 5 titles, and that same day each video went up 20. I'm like, okay, so I constantly keep doing it. So it's like I say, the difference is about black women and black men is that, I don't know, it's like
You gotta apply yourself, Smokey.
y'all focus level is just, it's like y'all just a little bit more attentive on like the ins and outs. Like I say, when y'all, okay, like I told somebody the other day about me and or somebody else. I say, with a black woman, her shit is filed, A to Z, everything where it's supposed to be. But the black dude, he got A to Z, but that shit all in the drawer. He got to go look through it. He got to move shit around. That shit got
He
the cord.
unorganized.
He got
Yeah,
he got
he
batteries in there. He got
he chaotic a little
an iPhone charger, C charger, whatever
Yeah.
you need in there. But he got to look for it. With a woman like, oh, hold on, it's,
I know exactly where it's at.
that's the difference between us and them.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
continue to say, you know, black women is the greatest thing, the greatest commodity Earth has. Women in general, period, but the black woman is the greatest commodity that Earth could possibly have. Cause she's been through it all, overcame it all, and it's not nothing. You can't put anything in front of a black woman that she can't make it. That she can't come out on top of. She's gonna persevere. She was a strength for.
Yeah, buddy.
She was. I don't know how black women held it down to watch their men get treated the way they treated in slavery.
Just look at grandma house.
I'm talking about slavery.
I mean, you feel that too.
How
But
the
I'm saying
women
my
they
generation-
had to go in there and fuck Master Bill just to save your ass from motherfucking getting lynched.
Yeah, I feel you.
And they had to take that and still maintain that motherly, that nurturing feeling capabilities, and still had to give birth. Sometimes had to give birth to that motherfucker that raped us child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one thing I will never take away from black women,
Yeah.
they are the greatest gift that the earth
They are tired of
possesses.
being strong though. That's
Yes.
one thing they keep saying. Well, I always gotta be strong and resilient.
Yeah, and it's so funny because that's a podcast topic for another one. But so many women are now talking about how they want to live in their like soft girl era. How it's like they're so tired of being so strong and so not just carrying the weight. Like
Motherfucker wanna cry.
I want to cry. Like I
Simple
want
as
to
that.
not like open my door. I want to not put the groceries in the house.
It's
like
real, bro.
I gotta put the horns on though.
what?
Y'all say that,
Whatever.
but that ain't really what y'all want.
Yes, it is. We
No,
gotta
it
feel
ain't.
safe. Yes, it is.
Y'all want to
Y'all-
run shit.
No.
Y'all want to lead. Y'all want men to follow.
That doesn't mean we don't wanna
wanna
be soft.
Okay, but you can't be both.
But-
You can't be both. You can't tell me that I've been
what you got to
forced.
what she just said.
Exactly.
It go back from what they've been
Okay.
constructed to do, but what she's saying, this is what they want to be.
That's what they made to be. I got you. But I read a comment today and understand independence from to women in general getting their independence in the early days. Black women are still saying they want independence, right? Because you don't see white women saying this shit. You don't see Asian women saying this shit.
Right.
You don't see Mexican women saying shit. Just black women keep saying, I feel like I'm not independent. but you lead in your demographic of females in all areas.
I think they try to just leave the household.
I got you.
Okay.
But independence, when you want independence, you can't expect a man to be the same thing that he's supposed to be for you because you ask for independence from that man.
No,
you ask for independence from what a man is supposed to be in your life.
No, it's because we didn't ask that. That's what we've been dealt. We've been forced to just
all women
deal
ain't
with
been dealt
it.
that.
A lot of us have.
A lot of
think
them
about it.
chose
You talking
it.
about the 3-to-1.
A lot of them chose not.
Yeah, you heard she did. Hold on.
But they chose. They
We
chose
going
it.
on to 3-1. So
They choosing it.
No, but
it's hard. But once again, Pierre, we've been
not
talking.
choosing it if
We
they
on
don't have many options.
episode 18.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying we on like episode 18 or whatever we at, and we've been talking about this damn near. It comes up.
Have you passed up on a good man for something that was less than?
No.
Not once.
No.
You can't go back in your past. The minute you dealt with and say, you know what, dude ended up being a good dude. And I might have could have did something with him. But at the time, I liked Pookie.
No.
Pookie.
No.
But you man, that might be you.
True.
If you ask most women,
True.
most black women, this is what they're gonna say. Yeah.
Most
of them are gonna say
heard him
it's
say
a
this. I
choice.
said I got
It's
a
a
dog
choice.
because I was
But see,
too nice to a
you
girl.
gotta
So it's a
realize,
choice.
like,
You know what you're saying?
I don't agree with that necessarily.
But that's
'Cause I come from a
facts.
stance of you don't miss out on what's for you.
Got you.
And so even if like hell you a little Pookie to somebody, little Pookie might have needed to be a part of the journey in your learning experience.
Right.
You never know what you may have learned from little Pookie. But what I'm saying is that, as like we said before, why is it even that it's got to be a little Pookie? Why I can't choose from Jacob and John? Why the fuck is it so many little Pookies out here? That's the
It's
issue.
a lot of Pookies in white society too. They just
But you
got
gotta
called
think
Pookies.
about it. If there's
It's more
3
of
to
them
1,
than it is of us.
So if you think about a 3-to-1, if you already said there's for every 3 women there's 1 man, how many of them do you think? We already talking about how the numbers difference. We got to talk about how many of you all are in jail. We got to talk about so many of these other things that have pulled you from our community, right?
Right.
So you cannot sit here and tell me that me saying as women we want to be in our soft girl era that it's our fault that we can't be in it. We've been forced to be independent. We've got to open the door. We've got to get the groceries out the car. It's not that we want to. And then guess what? If I let you do it, guess what? You're going to go to the grocery store and ain't even going to get everything.
But you
Because your
did
dumb
want
ass
to.
didn't make the grocery list.
But you
and I
did
told you as a recommendation to make the grocery list.
You forgot
And
the
your
eggs.
dumb ass didn't do it.
You forgot
Because
the
you
eggs, the butter,
hard-headed
and the
and you
bread.
the man. Because we need each other. We need each
I got you on that.
other.
It's
So
supposed to
as
be
a
yin,
woman,
yin,
us
yang.
saying, so us saying we want to be in our soft girl era is not to say that we want to be mush and we have no voice.
Right.
Yeah, nigga, we got a voice still, but like, I want to feel safe. I want to feel feminine. I want to be treated feminine. I want flowers.
But you're not feminine anymore.
Because we've been forced to not be, so let's
So you
relearn.
can't act. Okay, if you're
You can't. If y'all are supposed to lead, how can you not lead a woman into her soft girl era?
I got you.
You can.
If you take a flower out of a flower's gonna grow in a good soil. You take that flower and put it in some bad soil and it grows. It's not gonna you're not gonna be able to put it back in that same soil because now it's got used to its elements and that's what it's gonna grow in. You all aren't rooted in the same way because of what you've been through now and how modern the world has become and how black women have been projected in front of black men. Y'all aren't rooted in the same way that y'all used to be rooted. So it's a different when,
But
put
how
it this
are we not
way, in the
rooted in it? You
50s
got to
in the 50s and
explain.
60s, black women looked up to men. In the 2000s, in the millennial, black men look up to women.
Whose fault is that? So that's our fault?
No, it's not our fault. It was a orchestrated plan for this to happen, but black women failed to see this wasn't the way it's supposed to have been. It was something that was orchestrated behind our backs to make it this way, and then now you don't see us as your equal no more. Most black women that are successful, even a successful black man, they see him as her lesser. But they look up to that white man that signed that check. They look up to that white man that owned a business.
I don't know if I get what you're saying.
I understand you wouldn't get what I said. Because
I don't know. I understand it to a certain degree, but I still don't understand how you don't understand that just because women have been forced to be so strong, how we can't desire to enter into a soft girl era. But instead, y'all want to be soft girls.
No, you right about that. No, wait, well, we gotta clear that up.
Y'all want to be the soft girls. Y'all want y'all gooch and booch.
But I ain't gonna lie, I have been saying this
agree.
though. in the last 5 years, I have said like the roles have changed.
Niggas is carrying purses.
Yeah.
And getting their nails painted and straight still.
And telling you that
And if they is getting their nails painted,
Not
they
clear.
definitely ain't getting clear.
We not talking about the clear paint.
They
That's
getting
a nice
pastel.
manicure.
I done seen French
Black.
tips.
I done seen a motherfucker at my job with his toes painted.
Listen.
And he's straight.
Painted what color?
Black.
It don't
It
matter.
don't make no color.
'Cause
I don't
y'all
care
saw
what
girl
color you
era
get.
too.
I mean, you put clear on
That's
your.
why-
I used to put clear on to make my nails strong, but I don't do it no more. But I'm just back in the day.
Ain't
I
nothing
used to
wrong
do
with
it
going to
make
get a
it-
manicure
yeah.
or a pedicure every blue moon
We
for a
talking about
man.
colors.
Ain't nothing wrong with taking care of yourself and one thing. I used to think it was metrosexual to do that shit, but I've had it done. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it every now and then. Feel good.
Feels good.
Self-care.
But back to what she just said. No, I don't want to be the soft girl. I want to be a man. I want to be seen as a man everywhere I go. And I understand what you're saying. It's just that black women, I feel, they want that, but it's not, because it's not indoctrinating of. And I'm not saying you. I'm speaking.
Yeah, more generally.
I'm speaking out of an opinion. I can't really just say it's no particular woman or women. It's not indoctrinating y'all no more. Like it was indoctrined from childhood to be this way, all the way up into to adulthood. Girls was girls. Girls became teenagers. Whatever you call a teenage girl. Girls went through girl stages, women stages, female stages. Y'all aren't going through female stages as much no more. Y'all are more chasing manly jobs that come with manly abilities, thinking.
Prime example. My sister, love her to death. She worked for Ford Motor Company, which is, what would you say, predominantly is a male-based job because they lifting up heavy shit. All right, she worked them long-ass hours. Her household, she got 4 kids. Ain't no dude in there helping her with shit. She own her building. So she got her Audi, and whatever she got. So when it comes to her finding a guy, like you said, it's hard to find a guy that's gonna be on her level. And then, like I said, once again, it goes from, like you say, when you bring her back in the day, let's go through that little criteria between the 80s and 90s on how men was treating women.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these girls remember how their mamas was getting treated by men.
I got you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So now a lot of, like you said, let's reverse the role. A lot of these girls are now the breadwinners. You know what I mean? A lot of these women are getting
It's like
the bread.
payback.
So it's like we getting the bread. 'Cause like I say, niggas was the ones getting the bread.
Yeah.
Girls was literally attracted to niggas that had money. If a nigga had an academic outfit, the girl in her mind said, that's $120
You know what they're attracted
Plus,
to now?
it's- what I'm
Girls
saying,
that got money.
You know what I'm saying? The nigga got on George. I'm just saying back in the day. The nigga got on George. So she looking at the nigga like, damn, just with his outfit and shoes, that's $250. He got a little bread. But now, that shit don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? So now the girl like, I don't
Well,
materialistic.
no, let's talk about it. We get catfished. Y'all got that
Yeah.
on. You got the $100, $50 outfit
But I'm just
on,
saying, besides
and
the
ain't got 50 cents in your
You spent the whole
account.
check?
You
But not
spent your
even
whole
what I'm saying.
check.
Besides the catfish though, but I'm just saying,
Trying to get some credit.
have it reversed though.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm talking about on that side. So it's like,
But why did it reverse?
why reverse? Because once again, we talked about it on another episode. A lot of the guys didn't go the proper route to get their education, go to school hold on, Pierre,
That too.
to put themselves in the position where, like I say, I was down at FAMU. They had 25 dorm rooms. I counted them. Out of those 25, 17 was girls.
I didn't say that. I
You know what I mean?
read
So
things saying
when
that
you start,
more
even if
than
we go to
one
TSU, we look. If
Yeah.
we go to TSU, we just count the students. I know
Yes.
for a fact. That's even what I've been doing with these markets. When I go do these black markets, it'll be 13 vendors, 15 vendors. Out them 13,
10 of
15
them women.
vendors,
Yeah, most of them
fuck
do.
that. 2 of them dudes. You know what I mean?
And he with his wife.
Literally. Because where they at? What they doing?
But
It's a big change.
you got to think, like you said in the 80s and the 90s, the way their mamas was being treated. Those mamas also taught their daughters not to depend on men.
Why?
yeah, because you
I got you, but I'm
I'm just saying, we
couldn't.
reason,
They
like I'm
was
just saying,
being
like I
taken
was
away.
saying,
But they talk that-
but
but
it
they-
reversed on me. My mama made, listen to me, and I said this 100 times. My mama made it where I don't have to depend on a woman. She used to literally say to me when I was 15 and 16, you're going to need a woman for one thing. Anything else, that's because you want her around or want to be with her. She taught me how to fold, cook, clean, anything that I was supposed to know.
Yeah.
I know niggas to this day right now that don't know how to wash clothes. I know niggas right now that don't even know how to put a piece in the oven right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
grown men.
Girl, man.
grown men. You know what I mean? because they always had somebody doing.
To do for
Yeah,
them.
do it for
I
them.
got you.
That's what I mean. So when you look at the criteria, like black women, I gotta do for myself. Little brother, if you did have a little brother, you got a sister. But I guarantee, if you had a brother, you probably, nigga, brush your hair in the morning. Did you brush your teeth? You would probably have to treat him like he's your son.
And it's crazy because I seen this. It was like it was a video on social media. It was actually on TikTok. One of my homegirls, shout out to you, A. Thompson. She sent it to me, and so in the video, the guy was just basically saying where a lot of women go wrong is that we end up trying to be such like a daughter figure in a man's life. And sometimes we get forced to be like a mother figure instead of looking at it like we're going into this to be like partners and equals.
The compromise.
And the compromise. And so when guys are looking for a partner, like they're looking for a partner that's going to be motherly. If it's not that motherly, it's that
Very
daughter.
motherly.
You do what I say when I say it.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have to like, and so again, I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily. I know why we've become so tough. I know why we've become hard. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that so many women want to live in their soft girl era, and guys don't even understand what that means based on this.
Also, too, but we are a lot of guys too are don't have the emotional intelligence, to even know those things too. Because, like I said, it even goes back to you telling my mama I don't feel, boy, you all right. And that's why I say that's why I say it's so crazy. Like how much, like I tell people how much shit I'm unlearning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like imagine, Pierre, you come in the house right now, 15 boys trying to jump you. I remember days like this. You go in the house telling your mama.
Mama like go back out to take
She's
that ass.
telling you fight them, and if you run again, I'm kicking your ass.
Yeah.
You had no time to be soft as a guy. So when you finally did get a girl, you didn't know how to be soft with her.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I say
That's a good point.
that's where it kind of get conflicted at too. And then when you do get soft, he's like, you wearing your heart on your sleeve, or the time you did wear your heart on your sleeve with a girl, you may got done wrong. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, burn.
yeah, so it's like
I never do it again.
Yeah, I never. Same with a girl. I used to buy this nigga everything. Now you give it a nigga, you stamp it. Man, my girlfriend stingy as hell. She ain't paying no bill. I tell her I like them new Jordans. She ain't bought me shit, but she went out for the last dude. Bought him
trying to do something different.
Yeah, so the conflicts of us is, like I say, I think it definitely derived from how we grew up.
And that's why I think, like, men that were, I don't know what happened. I guess you really had to just go back and look at what happened, because in the 50s and 60s, you had mothers and fathers in the house, in the black community. And from there, you went to drugs, pimps, and all of this shit. And then after that, it was single mothers. Mm-hmm. And then basically after that is our era.
Yeah, okay.
Cause our era, our age
that is funny. Y'all are trying to be with their kids and shit.
right?
Yeah,
But our age group were brought up by nothing but women.
Yeah.
We were brought up by single women, so we watched women win. Even when they wasn't winning, they made sure that we was good.
You never saw the struggle.
Bruh, like I try to tell people, I put like this, like I tell people, and they know this, they see it, I can go home and be alright. And I mean, I ain't gotta get no job, I ain't gotta do nothing, because the women are back home gonna take care of me.
One thing about Chicago women, they gonna get it
They're
done.
gonna take care of me. That's why I was like, when at that time, that's why I tell people, when people like, why I left Chicago, because I was always gonna be alright. I had to go out here and figure out what it is on my own, because they'll never let me. I will always have access to a car or whatever. Money, if I need money, can I get? So it's like, put yourself in a position where you got to fight, because black women, that's one thing I know, they nurture.
That's why I say they strong.
They nurture you.
I keep telling people all the time, I believe the Bible is flipped. And man got a hold of some doctrine and flipped it to make themselves the most powerful being on the planet, so they could always lead and dictate the narrative.
Well, we know that, but look how they did with Africa.
Because I just can't see God, like anything that we invent, if we made him God's image, right? Everything we invent, the first one ain't the best thing. It's always the second one. And so what came second after Adam was Eve.
Yeah.
And why did and Eve came with more gifts and more talents and more abilities than the first prototype, which was Adam. That's why I just feel like God is a woman. Then you gotta think, it's more them than it is us. Even though we all got killed, it probably would be more men if it wasn't so many wars in the world. From the Roman wars and all that, it's always been men dying in wars. if
We
you
gotta
go back
talk
in
about women
time.
dying in childbirth too.
Yeah.
The numbers.
I
are probably
always
like,
think the number of women will always be there because without them it wouldn't be no men. So I believe there'll probably be more women than men always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, and let's talk about it. How it's really the men that determines the gender. Like y'all determine if you're releasing an X or a Y chromosome.
But see, there you go. How he kind of just what he said. I don't believe that because it's like, okay, if I'm the man, I can tell them that my chromosome, because I've seen kids be born and be like, man, that okay, got a lick of you in it. Like my homeboy, he got Spanish. His kid's Spanish. He got a Spanish girl. I don't see none of that nigga in them. They got her skin color. They got her hair. They got everything about it. So like they had to convince, because like you said, once again, it's man. So I got to make it seem like my
All my
chromosome
daughters look like they came from me.
But I'm just saying, but how my chromosome gonna be stronger when the baby attached to her?
We're not saying that it's not. We're not saying it's stronger. That's not what it's saying.
Yeah,
it's just saying that God. I think it's true that God. Because think about it. Like I'm sitting here, I got everything to make a baby right here already.
Right.
It's y'all's responsibility to release something that then goes in and fights the other men and swims. And so who knows if those are boys and girls, boys and girls, boys and girls, boys and girls, and the first one to get their wins. And so when you look at like
if it go like that, that means girls are beating us at everything.
Nigga too slow.
And then though, take this, P. I mean, but not like literally like boys and girls, but it's like the guy is the one determining the gender ultimately, because like we got the X regardless. You just determine if it's another X or a Y, like, or whichever one it is. We might have a Y. Which one is it? We have the Y, y'all have the X.
Yeah.
So we already have the Y. If y'all give us another Y, it's a girl. If you give us the X, it's a boy. And so like, it's a partnership in it all. But I do think, I'm going to say this again, and I think we're going to have a whole nother podcast on it, even though we jumped into it. But like, a lot more women want to feel safe enough to live in that soft girl era. They want to feel safe enough that the man can lead. Like, we don't want to have to be the breadwinner. Like, I got a homegirl that just had a baby, and like, it doesn't happen that often, but she's getting an option to be a stay-at-home mom. And like, because he is the breadwinner enough where he can take care of the household and she can take care of the baby. And so like, that kind of stuff, like, how many women have babies and go to work? That shit is tiring, like, on your body. Like, women are getting epidurals. Like, that shit is taxing on your bodies. And so we just want to live in that soft girl era. And I speak for all women in saying that, like, we don't always want to be in INDE. We want to feel safe to DEP on somebody else. Well, cause y'all
not us, not because we're in the soft girl era.
That's why it's over.
It's just these younger dudes. They not looking for a relationship.
And they're in the soft girl era.
And that too,
because we're letting them win.
Well, I feel like this. Well,
I
I sit down with a bunch of young dudes that's all straight, and a lot of them said the reason they don't get in a relationship because they looked at all the dudes before them and listened to them complain on how they ain't pursue their dreams and be all this because of a woman. So a lot of them say they don't get in relationships because it holds you back. So it's kind of weird. That's why I say, you know what I mean?
But they be in situationships because they're scared of commitment. And half of them feel like it's holding them back, but holding them back from what?
I couldn't tell you. That's their lie.
Because they ain't going to college. Like,
Definitely
I mean, not to say it like that, but like,
that
it's
true.
When you start looking at like holding them back for what?
Like, man, I'm going to college.
You're not going to college, and that's the time where you should say that. Like,
this one thing I will say though, college is, I think it just worked for Pacific people, because I know a gang of people that went to college, got great degrees, and ain't none of them doing nothing they went to college for.
Because they didn't stay with what was going. I think everybody that went to school for biology, computer technology,
doctors,
engineering,
lawyers,
if you went and majored in some shit that I want to be a veterinarian.
Yeah.
How many veterinarian shops do you really just see?
Yeah.
If you went to school to be a whatever, went to be a processor. I don't know.
But
what you have to pick your career based off
what's hot right
what's
now.
going.
Yeah.
And just like right now,
everybody doing computer engineering,
biology, anything scientific, anything electronical.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be at right now.
Yeah.
Because that's where the money gonna keep on going.
But so what I will say, because I am a college and career readiness professional, so I do err on the side of college and career readiness. But when we talk about college, I'm not just talking about a 4-year program. I'm talking about any type of post-secondary training or education. And I do think that it's important, some kind of skill. Like, if 4 year, I'm not telling anybody to get a 4 year, but I will say that 4-year degree is going to unlock some doors that some other degrees may not. So like, or some other certifications will not. So like, I have a degree in criminal justice. I'm a teacher. I'm not teaching criminal justice. I'm teaching college and career readiness. And so I'm not working in my field, but my degree allowed me to network, make connections, and those connections got me in positions and places that I needed through my degree.
Quick question, because you're a teacher. Do you feel like, and you in high school?
Correct.
Do you feel like those kids should have a 2-year trade in high school? They last 2 years should take a trade?
Okay, so hear me out. I'm going to say yes because that's the textbook answer, yes. But the reason why I want to say no is because we're rushing kids out of their kiddie years. And so we're forcing them to get jobs. We're forcing them to start the process of like, not to say it like that, but we working to pay taxes to like whatever we've been doing this for a long motherfucking time now. And so I don't think it's a bad option because for some kids, they need that dual enrollment. They need that dual exposure. They need to be dually challenged. So I'm not going to say no to that. But I do think we're robbing our kids of their kiddie years. Like, these kids work jobs. Like, they get off from school, go to work. Like, bro, you about to be going to work for the rest of your life. And so I think we need to allow them to be kids a little more. And so if that is your options, cool. Like, some kids don't like high schools. Like, but we need to quit forcing them to be adults.
So you saying it shouldn't be required, but it should be an option?
It could be an option, absolutely. But it shouldn't be required. Because not everybody, like, I may not want to learn a skill.
True.
Like, I may want to go to a 4-year school and find myself and network, which is something that I needed to do. Like, if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Like, and I'm still good. Like, don't get it twisted, but it taught me that balance. And so, it's not for everybody, but people saying it's not for everybody has become the excuse.
Yeah, that's kind of like dropping out.
Yeah, it's like you don't know if it's for you if you've never tried it. Like, you don't know it.
Yeah.
But you can just assume that you don't want to read and you don't want to go to school and somebody tell you what to do. Cool. Go to work then. You finna have to read and somebody's still gonna tell your dumb ass what to do. And so like sometimes we're escaping something that's inevitable. And so yeah.
Dude, you say that perfect. That's why I say people need to really go back and watch The Matrix and really pay attention to the message in the movie because he used to tell you every episode it's inevitable. Whatever was going on in life, having these lights on, this shit inevitable. Unless you want to go live under a fucking bridge. Like I tell everybody, stop complaining about your bills. Stop complaining about that shit unless you want to have less of. Stop saying I got to pay my car note and get rid of the car.
It's part of life.
Yeah, it's a part of life. It's a part of life.
Yeah.
And so many kids don't realize that. Like, you know what I mean? My kids are like, Miss Freeman, like, life to uppercut my ass because you just didn't know. Like, you didn't realize that, like, taxes really tax once you get to a certain point. Like, you don't realize that your car insurance is expensive because your mom been paying it all this time, but now you want your own car and you know, it just becomes so big. Like, the food you eat, Wi-Fi expensive as hello. Like,
I don't have, all I got is Wi-Fi. I think my bill's still $120 something. I ain't got no cable, no money. All I got is fucking Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and let's not even talk about Netflix. I ain't even got Netflix because they hating and it's like $20. I'm not paying that much. But so again, they just don't realize how expensive like gas.
Like gas going great.
Back up. Gas back up.
I got to stop at the gas station before I leave.
Go right there. That's the cheapest gas I know.
I thought about filling up too. I'm like, I ain't even empty, but I might as well fill it on up. But yeah, so life is real, and so I just think that we, again, like we led the show, it's time for us to like link up, and it's time for us to link up as colored people, as men, as women, as a whole, as a collective, and it's time for us to start promoting healthy households, promoting like getting out. And I know y'all need to be way more intentional about knowing the ballots and local voting. Because although we don't have a voice, we have a voice and we need to do a better job of utilizing it. Definitely. And so like, you know, get out and vote, learn, read, pay attention to what's going on.
And if you don't read, listen to Audible.
Listen to Audible.
Yeah, 'cause some people don't, some people can't read.
Oh, that's a whole
I'm sorry.
And on that note, guys, you know, as always, it's the Truth Lounge. If you can't read, you need to do Rosetta Stone, Hooked on Phonics, you know, get you some. But I always look for ways to, you know, make yourself more knowledgeable and enlighten yourself. Because this shit is real out here. And if you don't know what's going on, Tune into the Truth Lounge. You gonna find out.
Yeah, pick your brother and sister up. Stick together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stand
definitely
together.
stick together, man. We need each other more than we think, man, to be honest. So, like always, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We're going to catch y'all sooner than ever. Got my girl Mira, my boy P, and your boy T-Wine. We're going to catch y'all later.
All right, we
Peace.
out.